Alright, hey, welcome back to the Wild Rose Report. It's been a while since I've made a video, but I figured I'd make my comeback here, and there is no better time to do it. Canada is currently falling to pieces as protesters are disrupting the economic pathways throughout this country, shutting down CN rail lines and highways throughout BC. I believe they've shut down the BC Legislative Building by preventing MPs from or MLAs from entering the building. So while all these protesters are shutting down our country and preventing Canadians from doing their work and resources from moving freely across this country, where is our Prime Minister? In Africa, Germany. He's on his campaign to win election for a Security Council seat for Canada. Something, mind you, that Canadians could not care less about. What Canadians want is we want Trudeau to act in our country and get these protesters off the roads and off the rail lines so the trains can move and people can get to their jobs, get to their homes without having to go off road and cut through or around the protesters to get what they need to do, or to get to where they need to go. I believe with the rail blockades, I think CN says they have to temporarily lay off I think 30,000 employees. So congratulations, protesters. You've made it so 30,000 Canadians will not be able to do their jobs. Like, it's just amazing the state that Canada is, and the amazing job that Justin Trudeau and the Liberal Party have been doing to running this country is outstanding. Like, absolutely outstanding work. Blown back. Like, our expectations for Trudeau were low when he started his second term, but holy balls, they weren't this low. Like, holy. The National Post in their newspapers, front page news, titled Canada Leaderless. So I think that'll be the thumbnail, so you'll be able to see what those articles look like, or what the newspaper headlines look like there. But holy, Canada's a mess right now. And Conservative Party leader Andrew Scheer told the protesters to check their privilege. Couldn't have said it better myself, Mr. Prime Minister. Or I wish I could say Mr. Prime Minister, but Mr. Andrew Scheer, I could not say that better myself. Pretty much calls the protesters selfish. Yes, they have a right to protest, but what they are doing is illegal and they need to stop. But Trudeau, was it right here, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau urged those demonstrating in solidarity with the hereditary chiefs of Wet'suwet'en Nation to ease up blockades along rail lines on Friday, but motioned that the federal government does not have plans to order RCMP action. So Trudeau says he doesn't have the authority to or any plans to use the RCMP to break up these protests, and I think he wants to sit down with more talks with these hereditary chiefs. But here's the thing with the chiefs of the Wet'suwet'en Nation. These hereditary chiefs, they are not elected. There's 5 of them that are saying no to the pipeline. Of the elected leaders on this First Nation, they all have signed on to the pipeline, and 85% of the members of the nation support this pipeline. But for some reason, these protesters want to break up Canada for the whims of these 5 unelected monarchs that aren't recognized by the British Columbian government as having authority. So, what's the point of these protests? You're just preventing the people on this First Nation from getting to work, because many of them were hoping to work on building this pipeline. But, I mean, with these protesters, they're liberals. It's not about the work. It's about making themselves look good. And they're all freaking out over this so-called climate emergency. But, come on, let's be real here. And the more ridiculous part, these protesters, they believe that this pipeline is an oil pipeline. It's an LNG pipeline, so it's liquid natural gas. And natural gas is one of the cleanest forms of energy we have, besides nuclear. Like, this is not the energy or the boogeyman that they think it is. Get this pipeline built, then we can get the world off relying on dirty forms of energy by using our clean energy here in Canada. And as a result of the rail blockades, Eastern Canada has, I think, 5 days of propane left. So awesome, you guys are gonna let Easterners freeze, something Albertans have wanted to do since the 80s, but protesters managed to do it in, what, a day or two? Like, gotta applaud them for that, shutting them down to Eastern Canada. Show them, like, but anyways, I'll play that clip of Andrew Scheer explaining it best, and then I'll be back. And as you saw there, Andrew Scheer, he perfectly summed it up. Like, these protesters, they do need to check their privilege. Like, I could not go out there and stand there for 5 days protesting something. I'd run out of money. I gotta go work. Like, I don't know what these protesters do for a living, but I've gotta work for a living, and many Canadians do. Majority of Canadians have to work for their living. I wish I could be one of these protesters. That would be awesome. But unfortunately, that's not the case. And well, anyways, that's a quick sum up of what's happening in Canada. At least over the past week, this story has been developing daily as more issues are coming out over the protests. And yeah, that's about it there. I do have some more videos planned, and I'm hoping to get them out more frequently. Like the last video I uploaded was 6 months ago. Like, yeah, not gonna get an audience that way. So I've got a few videos planned. Hopefully I'll have one out by Monday, as this video is going up today on Sunday morning. And yeah, that'll be all. Thank you for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe. Like, give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you think. If there's any aspect of Canadian politics or society you want me to comment on, I'll gladly do it. And other than that, that'll be it. Thank you for watching, and come again. Bye.